Hello and welcome back guys to Tech Journal 24. Today we will review Dell Inspiron 14. So let's start. Alright. The Dell Inspiron 14 2-in-1 occupies an unusual spot in the company's laptop lineup. While Dell tends to reserve the Inspiron line for its cheapest and clunkiest consumer-grade computers, the Inspiron 14 2-in-1 borrows a handful of elements from higher-end laptops, including a metal lid and a fingerprint reader, surprisingly great speakers, and a sharp touchscreen that flips around into tablet mode. However, further inspection reveals where the compromises lie. The display is on the dim side, the chassis is part plastic, the trackpad has a chintzy click mechanism, and the laptop is heavier than high-end computers with similar specs. But, if you can snag the Inspiron 14 2-in-1 for less than its $1,049 list price, those trade-offs may be worthwhile. The Inspiron 14 2-in-1 comes in a single color scheme called Mist Blue, but it's a subtle hue that only covers the aluminum lid and it's barely distinguishable from the gray matte plastic chassis underneath. Despite the use of plastic, this is a sturdy machine. You'll hear nary a creak when grabbing the laptop by its corners, and the keyboard barely flexes at all under pressure. The 1080p touchscreen has a glossy finish with edge-to-edge glass that helps reinforce the laptop's premium look. The bottom of the screen drops down below the keyboard section in clamshell mode, providing a raised surface for typing. The screen can also flip around 360 degrees into tablet mode and has stylus support, though no pen is included in the box. Still, with a peak brightness of 250 nits, this is a screen whose brightness you'll want to keep cranking up in well-lit environments, and you'll likely wish it could get a bit brighter. I also noticed a slight fading in brightness around the upper edge of the screen, the mark of a mediocre display. Dell put a pretty nice keyboard into the Inspiron 14 2-in-1. While the keys keep a low profile and don't offer a huge amount of travel, they depress with a satisfying bump, and I detected none of the squishiness or wobbliness you find on cheaper keyboards. They also barely give off any noise and support 2 levels of backlighting. The trackpad is more of an issue, particularly for users who prefer to click down instead of tapping. The click mechanism starts to get pretty stiff about halfway up the trackpad, and it wobbles just slightly under your finger before you click down the whole way. While the touchpad surface is fairly smooth, it still has a bit more friction than what you'd find in higher-end laptops. Like most Windows laptops, the Dell Inspiron 14 2-in-1 720p webcam is nothing special. It's passable for video conferencing in well-lit rooms, but it shoots grainy video in lower lighting conditions. Microphone quality isn't great either, resulting in thin-sounding vocals. The camera does include a privacy shutter, which is another nice touch typically found on higher-end laptops. While it lacks face recognition support, there is a fingerprint reader built into the power button on the keyboard. Speaker quality is also a pleasant surprise, as the Inspiron 14 2-in-1 produces some of the loudest and punchiest audio you'll find on a Windows laptop. Although the sound does distort a bit at maximum volume, you'll never strain to hear what's happening while watching videos or tuning into conference calls. For a laptop with an AMD Ryzen 7 5700U processor on board, the Dell Inspiron 14 2-in-1's performance is just about what you'd expect. It tears through multi-threaded tasks such as video encoding, and it feels sufficiently zippy for web browsing and document editing. The laptop also remained comfortably cool and quiet while juggling multiple apps, browser tabs, and downloads. The Inspiron 14 2-in-1's productivity prowess was on display in FutureMark's PCMark 10 test, which simulates a gamut of office work, web browsing, and creative tasks. It edged out several other 2-in-1 laptops we've tested lately, including the similarly priced HP Envy X36015 with the same processor. Hope I was able to make clear review? Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell icon to get more of these videos.